Hello. So it's me again, Manchurian Candidate. I tried to give you a report on how bad the courts and the policing and whatnot is in regards to pretty much everything. So although this looks like a male angry victimhood kind of thing, which it is, it's also just a report about how bad the courts are. And it is for you girls as well, for girls listening. This is essentially you understand this is the kind of skullduggery thing that goes on in these courts, and it actually explains why you can't get any of your justice either. It's the same reason that I can't get justice is the same reason that you can't get justice. It's not a boys getting justice, girls getting justice, win, lose. No. It's an everybody loses unless you're powerful with money and corrupt. If you're powerful and with money and corrupt, you can get these courts to do anything that makes no sense, ludicrous, injustice, broken justice. They do that for a business model. Okay, you need to understand that what I'm teaching you and what I'm teaching Scotland and what Scotland and the world need to understand, it's the case in a lot of democracies, is that the justice systems that we have are not justice anymore, right? Maybe they used to be one day. Nowadays, what we have to do is expose the wickedness, the corruptness, the despicable, bogus insanity that goes on in these courts from these sheriffs and from these fiscals and from these Keir Starmer type people. The lot of them, all of them are corrupt. There's not one person, not one sheriff, not one procurator fiscal, not one good person in there, not one honourable actor, all of them dishonourable, liars, not fit for justice, not fit for anything, doing wanton corruption. That's why it's like that, guys. There isn't any other explanation for what we're getting. We've had 71 innocent post office people go down, and they're still up there doing nothing. And I mean nothing to figure out, oh, how did that happen? That's a bad thing, isn't it? Well, we shouldn't have done that. No, they don't, because that is their business model, and they want to do more and more of it endlessly. The sheriffs I've spoke to are either morons, idiots, stupid, head banged through the wall, imbecile, unbelievably unqualified for their jobs, or they are fully corrupt bad actors, T-1000 Skynet operatives making money doing injustice, making tons of money doing injustice for their mates, getting power, favours, who knows what, access to the vulnerable, access to tiny children, access to women, access to whatever they want to prey upon. Who knows? It generally seems to be an institution where predators and corruptors do really well, consistently, but people who want to do anything, remembering justice, are ejected, are lost, or just vanish. Why is that? Again, I would say to you, Sheriff 1, let's call you sheriffs, let's call you Nate, let's give some funny names for the 3 sheriffs who have done something beyond the pale unjust to me, but don't seem to get it, don't seem to care, have no interest, could not care less about what is right, or what is wrong, or what is true, or what should happen. They don't care. The sheriffs who I begged, I remember being arrested, you listen to me sheriffs, you listen to me court, I did not end up like that. I did not come to you with these ideas. I did not believe that you were this corrupt. I would not have believed. I bet the audience are like, it can't be that bad, surely. Like you, I am in horrifying disgust at Sheriff 1, 2, and 3, and Fiscal 1, 2, and 3, and all of these people, all of these cops behind it, are not doing police work. They are not doing justice. They are not doing anything good for me, for you, for fucking anybody. They are only in their post to do abuse. They are only abusers in post. All 3 of you sheriffs. Despicable. I want you 3 sheriffs, right? I don't know. I need to go and Google. Has a judge or a sheriff ever been put in jail in this country for what they did? I think the answer is no, but I'll tell you, it's happening in America and it's happening in Europe. And if it hasn't happened here yet, you guys you're ready for it. You'll be the first. I'll guarantee it. You could put me in jail if you want. Put me in jail if you want. When I come back out, I will still have my angry voice. You will never take me out. So what I'm begging you people to do is justice. I'm begging you police officers to do policing. I'm begging you social workers to do something, anything other than your corrupt, fraudulent, baby abducting, criminal deceit. Your collaborative, despicable social murder effort here will be exposed. You cannot continue to hide this. I will never ever die in the way that you're trying to guarantee my death. It will not ever happen. Never. I am Mr. Bates times 1,000,000. You think Mr. Bates, I'm going to phone him. We're going to become mates, me and Mr. Bates. And we're going to come for you. Because you are the rot. You are the reason why we have fascism rising. No one can get justice. No one. Predators of women are safe because of you. Predators of children are safe because of you. Criminals get away with what they do because of you people. You, policing, justice, sheriffs, fiscals, are the worst corrupt criminals on the face of the earth because you are abusers in post. It's bad enough when a doctor is actually a predator. It's bad enough when a midwife is actually a predator. It's bad enough when a social worker is actually a predator. And it's bad enough when a police officer is actually a predator. But when a sheriff and when the fiscal themselves, your post office, corrupted level of people who are just completely, irredeemably, morally bankrupt, intellectually inferior to every person in the whole country. It would appear that you are intellectually inferior to every other normal person in the whole of the country who can see. You think we're all stupid? I mean, you must think that we're stupid, but I'll tell you, your behaviour is not intelligent. Do you think it's clever, this skullduggery? Do you think that we can't see you? Do you think it's not the same as every despicable, degenerate American hustle? American corporate law hustle? That's what you are. You're like an American imbecile level two-butt criminal doing something that you think is really clever because you're wearing your robes and you've got your little robe outfits and your wigs and you get to do your slithering house because you're just buffoonish, pompous, posh kids, posh children, posh people who've gone from posh childhood to posh school to posh privileged job. And so that's why you're too stupid to understand how the world works. And you just sit there pressing your death button, beep, 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 like a gas chamber attendant. Like a gas chamber attendant, sheriffs, fiscals. You are that level of hateful, delusional, zero justice, and worthy of something like a Nuremberg. Worthy of it, because I think that that's what you are. I think that my assessment as a new politician is this. What you people do is a kind of social crime. It's a social war crime. I experienced rendition. I experienced abduction. I've experienced brainwashing. I've been drugged, imprisoned, detained with no explanation for an unknown period of time by the person that you consider to be a victim of me. Why? Because it's the state. You are the state, and acting on the state deployed to take out targets identified by other members of the state. There is no member of community coming to you with the legit beef on me. There is no evidence of anything on me at all. There's not even any evidence. There's not even any evidence. You can look at my police report, which I want you to publish that. I don't know if it's legal for me to just publish the whole thing, because if I could, I would. Do you think I'm going to be ashamed of what you've written? You imbeciles. You have written a confession of your own crime. You have written a confession of your not only just your crimes, but also the crimes of the idiots that you're helping. My rap sheet is a written confession of crimes by police officers, and even the fiscal knows it. I phoned the fiscal. The fiscal themselves took a call from me to say, see this here? Can I just explain to you people the thing that you've produced, the thing that you have manufactured? You people have manufactured a thing which can we confirm, and we managed to confirm, because any idiot could confirm this, any moron, anyone, ever, for any moment, any day of the week, right now, you people looking at this case can look at that and go, oops, what are we going to do about that? Well, somebody better do something. Somebody better do something. One of you people better do something. One of you people with power better do something to remedy this disgraceful outcome, because unfortunately, it is a confession, grander confession, more stunning evidence, more profound, irrefutable evidence of criminality from members of the state, multiple. I mean, depending on how good a lawyer you are, I think I'm a better lawyer than half the ones I've fucking met so far, because I can read that, and if I was allowed to do my own defense, which is the way it's playing out, it should actually sink into one of these people that there is no way that this to be true, but the reality we're all faced with, and this is the very, 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 very scary thing, I'll tell you. You know what it is, don't you? They don't care about evidence. There's nothing, and I mean nothing resembling a process of justice going on in these courts. These courts are utterly corrupt. Utterly corrupt. This is not my opinion. I'm not giving you my belief. I'm not giving you my insight. This is the belief and the insight of every single Scottish lawyer I have spoken to. And I mean this, not one Scottish lawyer that I've spoken to since the start of this despicable, horrific nightmare has said anything other than to you, sir, you sheriffs, you fiscals, you Mr. Malfoy, running away, oh, you're abusing me, oh, it's abusing me. That's how they deal with it. They do this bogus white-collar crime corruption, and then they just ham the phone down on people until everyone dies. This isn't justice. You are not justice. You are not justice. Is that clear? Sheriff 1, Sheriff 2, Sheriff 3. Sheriff 1, right? Sheriff 1 did one of the most corrupt, bogus, just unbelievable, outrageous things that just should never, 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 never happen. And again, you know it. And when I try to tell the court this thing happened, they hang the phone up and they run away because they know it's a crime. They know that they're doing crimes in the court a lot of the time. They all know it. It's not like a whoopsie-daisy, whoops, incompetence, whoopsie-daisy, accident, whoopsie-daisy. How did we do that? How did we got 71 completely innocent people down for things that just did not happen, that are all completely bogus and are just about abducting money from people and ruining people's lives to make money? That's who these courts are. They are con men. Sheriffs, Sheriff 1, Sheriff 2, Sheriff 3, you're just con men. You're not worthy of my respect. If you want to put me in contempt of court, I'll plead guilty to contempt of court for all of this if you want. I'll plead guilty to contempt of court because you people are worthy of contempt. You're not worthy of any respect from any member of the public. Again, the courts, don't take my word for it. Police, well, people that didn't do stuff go away for stuff all the time. Police, November 22, my house. Another one, police, in police station, Leith Police Station, 2 cops. I'll tell you this, the only thing worse than the civil court, because at this point I'm begging them to arrest me so that I can go and speak to somebody who I presume would be a powerful person, a justice person, someone who is intelligent enough to read a thing. But no, they are either A, too stupid to read the thing, or they know full well what the thing says, which is what I think. I don't believe that you're a whoopsie-daisy. I don't believe that you're stupid. I'm just calling you stupid morons to see if I can get an exit strategy out of you people. Because what you're doing is so bogus, so corrupt, and if you want to carry on with it, because you will be the first sheriffs in this country to go to jail. You police officers will go to jail. You will never kill me with suicide. You will never do it. If you're going to kill me, you're going to have to find a better way to do it. You're going to have to fucking come in here and take me out in the old school way, because this isn't going to work. You've tried for 2 years. Audience, I have lived like Julian Assange since this whole thing started. I just fled, ran away, because it was very clear that I had a predator abuser in post of the worst kind, who had an ally who was a predator abuser in post, who had another ally who was a predator abuser in post. And like the police said to me, you need to get out of here. You need to sell your house and run away. Why? Because these people are abusers in post. They are making things up. And if they're going to do that, there is nothing anyone can do to protect you. That's the police. So the police know what's happened to me. So let's get this straight, guys. The police warned me about false allegations and told me to leave. Then the same police bring the false allegation to me. That's how you just can never escape these people, right? If you've got an abuser and post predator like I have in my life, who is insatiable, who is compulsive, who is completely deranged and vulnerable, actually, but you people see that as a business model. It's what I've said in previous ones. You need to understand how depraved, sick, and just wrong in every single way imaginable in existence. We have a justice system that is just corruption. It is not justice. They don't do justice. They have attitudinal problems with justice. They hate society. They're fascist Tory type people, and they don't have any regard for what's right or what's wrong or anything. They just want to make their money, gain their status, and sadistically torture and murder people in the street if they can. Sadistically torture and murder people in the court if they can. Sadistically torture and murder people in jails if they can. Sadistically torture and murder people in institutions if they can. Sadistically murder and torture people is the whole reason that they're in their jobs. Us, normal people, expecting that justices and cops and doctors, and these people that are fascists in post, who are abusers in post, who take on a senior position, usually not the care staff, it's usually not even the sort of moron level, halfway nice people that you meet. They're just stupid ones who just enable, oh, I'm not going to do that, I'm just a T-800. The T-800s, right, are the look the other way people. The T-800s are the automatons, the boots on the ground half-wits, who will pick up post office people and put them into death situations, who will go to the homes of fathers and take kids from the fathers and take the kids to the abusive mother's house, and the father will take his own life. No, this is an exact story, by the way. So that kind of thing happens all the time. Why? Because of automaton T-800 people who take their money and want to climb the ladder, so they'll on the big man. If the big man wants me to take out the little pathetic people, I'll do it all day long, because that's what these cops are. They're head-banging, half-wit people who just could put, I mean, honestly, trying to get them to understand a crime, it's like banging your head off a wall. The ones that I've met, they look at crime and they go, ooh, I'm going to run away from that. Why? Every time. For 3 years, they look at crime, I'm going to run away from that. Why? I'm going to run away from that. Why are the police acting like that? around a crime. I have no real idea other than my theory is that they know what I'm telling you is that the court system, the justice system, isn't a court system or a justice system. It's not a court system, it's not a justice system, it's just a Mickey Mouse fraud show. And the sheriffs I've met, you strike me as fraudsters. You strike me as too stupid or such bullshit con men. I don't think you even know what went wrong with Post Office. I think you're too stupid to understand anything. You could prove me wrong by having a reasonable conversation with me next time we're in court. But what goes down, and this is how I know we're dealing with stupid, corrupt people, how it logically cannot be any other reason. As I've pointed out to MP and MSP, when I got arrested, when you get arrested, they say, would you like a lawyer? And I said, no, I don't need a lawyer. I'm going to get it. I've got all this evidence and I'm going to get it. Look, I mean, it's irrefutable. What you're saying could never be true with you, this evidence. What I did not understand is the police just get to ignore evidence. The court just get to ignore evidence. They are abusers in post. So what they do is they see the evidence of crime and harm to babies and stuff, to say things like what the devil's advocate guy said to me as well. Babies just cry, don't they? It's totally normal for a mother to just launch a child and for that child to be crying and for the dad to be so fucking terrified about this that he's making recordings. He just happened to catch this because other stuff's going on as well. But they could not care less. They could not care less about what's happening to the most vulnerable targets. All they care about is enforcing their particular brand of BS on the situation. Their particular brand of BS on the situation is how they get ahead in life. It's how they get their fix. It's how they get their kick. They're an abuser in post. So let's be clear. These sheriffs, all of whom could just give me a lawyer. As I've said, the jail is a superior court than the court. The jail is a superior place of justice than the court. The jail is a fairer place than the court because in there, they will give you a lawyer if you don't have one. The court, what they're doing for many, many months now, dear listener, they have refused to provide me with a lawyer and claimed somehow that this huge boycott that they know about is my fault somehow. I don't have words for you, sheriffs. You present as corruptors. You present as criminals or idiots. I don't know what to make of you. I'm just asking you, how is it possible, if you could provide me with justice, that you are intentionally removing justice from me? And I've put this to MP and MSP. They seem to be too scared to do anything about it. They seem to be such chicken shit people that they won't do anything about it. And I think that's right. I think they're never, ever going to go in the court. Excuse me, Mr. Court. Can you explain why you're doing some kind of witch trial from the 16th century to a man? Can you explain why you're doing a witch hunt thing that is just not justice? Can you explain why you're doing obvious criminality in front of the whole world? Because you're kind of our court and stuff. And if you just do obvious criminality in front of the court, it kind of undermines the whole idea that you're justice. If you just do obvious injustice, obvious irrefutable crimes right in front of the whole world and this guy publishes it, why on earth will we not just have a fascist uprising? Because it means that all the other people that you've criminalized, how on earth are we to ever know who is a baddie, who is a goodie? This is how bad it is, and they don't, they're totally ambivalent about it. They don't care. And the fact that they don't care proves one salient, irrefutable point. The justice system we have is a corrupt criminal actor who targets vulnerable people for money and alleviates any guilt, girls, among very bad people who have power and money. If you have power and money, you're just not guilty to these people ever. But if you have no money and no power, you are guilty always to these people. And they ask me, he says, what do you mean this is injustice? What do you mean it's injustice? Well, to you specifically, you prick, you imbecile, you headbanging lunatic, I had to explain to you, didn't I, how this isn't justice. And you had no answer. You had no answer. You had the sheriff asked me, how could this be, how do you mean this is injustice? And I explained to him what I'm explaining to you, how there's no possible way that it could ever be justice. It can only be a corrupt criminal enterprise. It can only be a corrupt criminal enterprise that has no moral authority, no right to do any of the things that it's doing, and it will take an angry Siberian hamster politics like me, who's had his home taken, he's had his loved ones taken, he's had everything taken by you people. I am non-violent. I am not a violent person. I am not a criminal. You are the violent criminals. You are the despicable lowlifes. You are the moral bankrupt ones. You people, not me. I have absolutely, and you will see it, no vexed about anything that you people do, because I have seen and I know how corrupt you are. I know it. And I will teach it to this community. I will raise awareness of it in this community. and we will have you abolished. You sheriffs that did this to me, I hope, I pray that you are the first in this country. If it is the case that no other justice person has gone to jail for what they did, it is my personal ambition to put you 3 in jail for this. This is beyond anything that I have seen happen. The worst criminals in the world do not compare to you. You are like a Shipman, a Carrick, a Cousins. You are that level of depravity. You belong in jail. You are the ones who belong in jail. You can put me in jail if you want. When I come back out, you will never hear the end of it. You will never be free of me. Unless you kill me somehow. Good luck trying to kill me. Good luck. Good luck trying to kill me, sheriffs. Good luck, I say to you. Good luck. You hear me? Because you are the worst. You are injustice. You are like some Falcone, Gotham City, beyond corruption. Corruption is all that these people do for their jobs. And they claim that it is justice. You are not justice. You are the opposite of justice, anti-justice. Injustice, criminal, wanton behavior. Making money, telling lies, doing harm to community. No regard at all. Couldn't care less. Too stupid to do the job properly. Too moron level to do the job properly. Too unintelligent to come up with clever ways to do your job. Other than, as I pointed out, clever, sneaky ways to do corruption, which are not clever and are just exactly the same as some $2 high street con man horse show, pantomime show, clown show, imbecile show, just a complete fraud. Like an American court, like an American justice system. They're better, actually. They would give the guy a lawyer. You guys are Bane justice. You're Gotham City Bane level justice. Because you don't give people a defense. You remove their justice. You remove their, whether it's a post office victim or it's me, it's the same Bane corrupt justice. Gotham City, Edinburgh, hear me. Hear me. We have absolute Al Capone criminal people running our police, running our justice, running our healthcare, and running our mental health services. Most of them are predators and abusers in post. Some of them are just cowardly, weak, pathetic enablers who will not blow a whistle, even though they could blow a whistle and become the best cop ever. They could blow a whistle and become the best doctor ever. They could blow a whistle and be the best judge, sheriff, procurator, fiscal, whoever. They could be the best one of them ever in the history of Scotland if they just turned around. But they won't, because they're golden children. Unimaginative, fascist, gas chamber attendants. That's who you are. All right, sheriffs. Sheriff 1 did something so corrupt and unbelievable that it just, again, is unspeakable. When you try and talk to other lawyers about it, they try to act like they're not hearing it. Ooh, that's what they're like when other lawyers and other justices do crime, because they can't do anything about it. But they know that it was a crime. And just like the one in the lobby, the Jobby lobby, we're going to call him Lobby Jobby, I think. Lobby Jobby, I think, is my favorite name for the guy who, in the court, who the sheriff sent me to, go and talk to that guy. Guy says to me, this court is a fraud. The court is a fraud. The court is a fraud. In many, many, many different ways. Don't expect justice here. There's no justice here. That's what he said. Don't expect justice here. Are you in the court? The Scottish Sheriff Court, expecting justice? Pfft, I work here, and I'll tell you, it is a complete fraud. That's what I had. From a guy that the sheriff sent me to. So what am I reporting to you, public? What am I reporting to you, public? I'm reporting to you, public, as your politician. I'm in Leith, Edinburgh, Manchurian candidate. I'm an independent candidate. Manchurian is kind of a play on the Manchurian candidate, but obviously I have the munchies. I think that the legal... the war on drugs is just complete. It's just another aspect of the kind of insanity and ludicrous, stupid, moron level fascist justice that these people do. Stupid, moron level fascist justice is the kind that we have here. Stupid, moron level Gotham City corrupt justice is what we have here. Bane style justice is what we have here in Edinburgh. Because they just target vulnerables and they help out their creepy, rapey predator mates. And that's why we have these gangs, that's why we have these problems, that's why we can't get anything done. That's the explanation. So what we need to do, guys, listen to me, is elect. And in fact, maybe you could be a candidate. Maybe you're in one of these despicable systems that I'm having to point out how broken they are. And maybe you're one of the good ones. And maybe you'd rather just get out and do something honourable. If you want to, come to my office, 2 Commercial Street. What's happening here is a political office. This used to be a beautiful boutique Pilates studio, and it is, but only half of it. The other half of it is an office where I am going to be gathering data in the community of how bad our police officers are, of how bad our sheriffs are, of how bad our fiscal is. I'm going to be gathering data. I'm going to start what I call the inquiry to end all inquiries. I'm going to start it freelance, actually, because it makes sense. That is what the great politicians do. They come into politics and they've already done half the work they need to do. Not like these Keir Starmer people who used to work in the justice system. Keir Starmer, a person who used to run an organisation just like the one I'm dealing with, and I'm willing to bet the people here are identically stupid, moron, unimaginative, failure, loser people people who everyone will hate, and everyone will hate you because what you do is fraudulent. They don't hate you because of any humanity that you have. You don't have any humanity. The sheriffs I've met have no humanity. The fiscals I've met have no humanity. They are fascists. They are T-1000 button pressing gas chamber attendants who don't care, have no intel. I mean, again, it's like, you try to persuade them politely. I came in thinking this is a sheriff, fucking great. Oh, senior, somebody who's obviously, someone has earned their job. No. Someone who would put a certain thing in his mouth and fillet it until it pops to get money. Someone who will do anything. Someone who is the lowest of all of us, who does something that normal humans would never, ever do because it is so corrupt and broken. Only posh, militant money burners, people that burn money in front of homeless people. That's the kind of people that run these systems. Sick, deranged, raised to be psychopaths and doing psychopathic stuff all the time. Death. I say all the time, the fiscal, if given a death button, beep, 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 beep. That's how it would be in there. It'd be much more quicker and efficient. And if they had a chance, do you want a death button or do you want justice? Oh, death button. Give me the death button. Yeah, absolutely. That's who you're dealing with in there. I have no words for you. Resign. Retire. Abolish yourselves. Defund yourself. Oh yeah, you do vote to defund yourselves, don't you? Don't ever forget how the cops vote to defund themselves. Don't ever forget how our police officers, who like I call you morons, sorry guys, but you do vote en masse to defund yourselves. And then when people in the community who are experiencing crime phone you up and say, I'm experiencing a crime, and you say things like, well, there's only 3 of us on duty for the whole of Leith. There's only 3 of us on duty for the whole of Leith right now. That's the level of policing that we have. And they I don't know why it's like this, because I voted for Tory, because I thought everything was going to be fine if I voted for Tory. Because they're idiots. They're idiots. They're too stupid to do their jobs. They're too stupid to do anything. They're too stupid to not hurt people. They're too stupid to not mess everything up. This is the same fiscal with the camper van gate. Remember, I'm not affiliated with Nicola Sturgeon, but I mean, solidarity to her, solidarity to you going through this. You're telling me that your husband bought a dodgy camper van or did some weird accounting F up, or even just pocketed a camper van, which is from their own business. The police think that's a crime for some reason. Only when certain people do certain things is it a crime. Other people can do the same crime. It's not a crime at all. No. Why? Because we don't have justice here. It's not a justice system. It's just a bogus fraud. You're just a big bogus fraud. A bogus, posh fraud. Bogus. Not what you say you are. Total liars. Posh. Like this. Posh. Suella Braverman. Psychopath. Posh. And then we've got... And then we got stupid as well. Don't forget stupid. Don't forget how the police officers could they're just certainly sit there in front of crime. There's one of their mates. Their mates, the police officers, their mates have been found. This is not conjecture. This is not my opinion. I don't need to tell you the news. I'm a politician. The truth is that the worst offenders in murder, sexual assault, kidnapping, murder, cops, doctors and doctors. People who are immune to this justice system, people who are immune to policing, have emerged to be, funnily enough, the worst offenders. This is the fact. I'm not making it up. It's the truth. Irrefutable. Talk to these idiots. They don't get it. Why? Because they're I don't know. They have been taught insanity, brainwashed, fascistic, brainwashed with hatred, raised in cultures of hating. We're better than everyone else. We've got money. You've got money. We're better than all the other ones. Stamp all them out if you can. That's what fascism is like. That's what these posh people, almost all of them are like. It's what all these Edinburgh schools are like. So they all grow up with this kind of hatred in their head. So having them in post is having an abuser in post every single time. You can't have no society people. If you are a no society Tory and you work in these sectors, you are an abuser in post. It's that clearly understood. Of course it's political. How could it not be another political? How do you think I have to run for political candidacy to deal with this? There's just no other way to deal with what these people are doing. It is a political fraud upon the nation to claim that that is justice. It is a political fraud upon the nation to claim that that's policing. It's a political fraud upon the nation to claim that we have a functioning health service. These things have all been destroyed, wiped out by austerity. They're now no society, broken institutions, run largely by only the people who are most compulsive and psychopathic that want to be there, no matter the conditions, because they use the power for abuse to satisfy their abuse inclinations. Predators, abusers in post. All right, justice. That's all we have.